very soon is going to be a crowd favorite, the Red Lions!
Singapore, are you guys ready for them?
The Red Lions is the parachute display team of the Singapore Armed Forces. To do display parachuting, you need to be very proficient in your military freefall. They are the cream of the crop. We have shortlisted 12 Red Lions to undergo further training for this year's display jump at Padang on 9th August. Not all of us will be in the final team. Eventually, we are looking at a team of 8.
Looking at the winds where they're coming from and the runway setup, actually this runway is pretty similar to St. Andrews Road. So we can imagine the U shape of the grandstand is facing the road. This is the opening where they are actually approaching. Guys are coming diagonally towards the field.
Just nice, this hangar, it replicates that left side of the spectator stand. This training in Thailand, it's a nearby country. This means that we get to experience similar climate conditions as Singapore. With this drop zone, we are able to replicate some of the display conditions similar to Padang. The training here aims to build the team synergy. It takes a lot of jumps, a lot of practice to build trust, to understand one another better.
So I orientate you, take a look at the map. Here we are right now, this is the hangar. Up here will be towards the north, towards the south you can see the sea. So when we say left-hand landing pattern, we'll be holding over here, coming in, base leg, and final. That will be a left-hand landing pattern. You can land around this spot here. Okay, I will let Andy to share with you the objective of the day.
Please, I'll be here all day. All right, as soon as you guys open up, check, make sure nobody's around, and I want you to do a couple of spirals, like right from the get-go. So your team leader retired from the Navy, spent 20 years in there, 16 years as a Navy SEAL. I've got 8,500 jumps, probably 4,000 have been demonstration jumps. In front of an audience, a demonstration jumper does take a lot more skill than a military freefall operator, just because the type of area that you're jumping into is always smaller, and it is always more difficult.
Today is our first day of training. The coach wants us to do a 12-way formation. So we will form a ring after we exit out from the aircraft.
I'll start putting input on how to exit the aircraft, how to get into a formation.
After the ring, we will put at our pre-designated height. Then from there, we'll do the canopy stacking. The coach wants us to practice on our canopy stacking and how the team leader bring us and form a line and land together.
We're training a stack formation.
Every NDP jump, there is always a cameraman right behind of the team. Okay, Eugene, at this point of time, you should spiral down, okay, even more. That will be a good height for you, right, to capture the whole stack when they are on flight.
I realize there's this issue from the front guy. They are not leaving the holding area at the correct height. So do I still want to stick to my height, or do I stick close to the jumper?
Awesome. Good question. These are some of the things that
This year, 3 cameramen are trained, and I'm one of them. I think it's a great recognition.
Are you on?
Yep, I'm on.
Okay, center is here.
Okay, center is here. Okay. My preparation, I will get my buddy to help me to do zeroing on my camera. So zeroing means my camera to be zero to my aim sight of my lens.
This position. Okay, can you take a few shots?
So this red dot is the shutter control switch. I will basically use my tongue to push on the red dot here, and it will start to take snapshots. It takes a lot of requirements to be a cameraman. One of the criteria is weight. The lightweight jumper, he has that option to float himself up above the formation, able to fly on top of the jumper. Next criteria will be your flying skills. You need that instinct to able to fly to where you want to take pictures. For this DSLR, we captured still photo. This GoPro will be capturing videos.
This is part of our training methodology, capture training footage to allow us to review the performance of our display jumpers so that we can review the areas for improvement.
After exit, finish housekeeping, everything, I will stay there. So, imagine I'm here, so both of you will come. Then Eugene will throw behind. I will do dogs. So I will shake left, then return, I will throw in this manner, right?
So you all try to land near me so that I can take nice photo, all right? Okay. Being a cameraman, the camera helmet is 3 to 5 kg. It's very straining on the neck. If there's a parachute lines, entanglement over our camera, whiplash effect, you can snap your neck. Jumping with the team was great. It's always fighting to get together with the team. The guys did very well. Canopy stack was awesome, very close. To be honest, it's very stressful. Still pictures are very difficult to capture. Maybe less than 10 out from that 100 nice pictures.
This stage now, the wind condition is as such. At 13,000 is 100 degrees, 6 knots. 10,000, 100 degrees, 9 knots.
So prior to jump, we have wind data. So we know at what height, what sort of wind direction and wind strength. Once the canopy deploy, we always want to hold towards the wind direction. So actually things are much slower for canopy maneuvers. We would not want to be with the wind, we call it a downwind, and it's too fast for us to handle.
For today, we're going to break into Group 1 and Group 2. So the Group 1 will be Kasun, Sim, Chong, Leonard, Po, and Mahesh. Then the rest will be the Group 2.
I'm Senior Officer Maheswaran Franklin Miranda. The Red Lion team have a mix of jumpers, not only from the Commando formation, but who are also trained and who are serving their appointments outside. So for example, myself, currently I'm also out of the formation. The fact that I'm a Red Lion and I've jumped in display jumps, I'll be considered when the time comes for them to nominate jumpers. On the second day onwards, we came to a point where we did away with the 12 men jumping together and we concentrate on 2 6-man teams. So we split into the heavier jumpers and the lighter jumpers. The idea is to train with a smaller group because it takes longer to stack a 12-man stack. And then since we are learning to be closer together, so the coach thought that it would be better that we split it up at first. Once we are comfortable with the groups among ourselves, then we'll just combine the 2 teams together again.
Today's objective, each team will form your own canopy stack. Make sure the timing, rehearse on the ground, and make sure you come out and position yourself in presentation towards the wind. Canopy stack. Keep close to the canopy, okay? And keep close. If you are coming in fast and you're going to go too close, veer off to the left or the right to prevent yourself from colliding, okay? Watch out as the team leader turns, turn above him. Right now, I'm recording down their flight path and how they come in as a group. You see the space between each other. They should be even, and it should be like a stair steps. And you shouldn't have any bigger gap in between. If there is, then I would expect them to close up the gap. The first team leader coming in. This is a very good path. Okay, great. So you see this cluster, they're where they are. They are spread within like 5 to 10 meters from one another. This is what we want for NDP. This distance is good enough. They're not too far and they're not too close to one another.
Currently, there's 12 shortlisted Red Lions. But based on this year's drop zone at the Padang, we assess that a team of 8 is a very optimal size. As we progress now, having spoke with Coach Ivan and also our coaches, we feel that it's the right time to filter down to let the main team have the opportunity to have this back-to-back jumps to build the synergy in the lead up to the on-site jumps at Padang. So if you refer to the board, in no order of merit, first one. Currently, there's 12 shortlisted Red Lions, but we are looking at a team of 8, inclusive of the cameraman, for the final show. So if you refer to the board, in no order of merit, Chong, Kasun, Sim, Ho, Mahesh, Chiu, Abun, Leonard. For myself, I won't be in the actual team, but for the first 2 jumps, I'm gonna be with you all to bring us back. So for those that are not in the team, Shirley, Sandy, Eugene, don't be disheartened. It's not about your performance, it's really about the weight profile especially, so that we can create the most optimal stack. Over the past few days of training, we do observe that the canopy stack can be challenging for some of the lighter weight profiles, just to keep in the optimal distance with the rest of the team. The parachute has different controls. We can use the toggles, the front risers, the rear risers to maneuver ourselves. All this requires strength, especially the lighter team members would have to do a lot of front riser maneuvers to keep close. Front risers links to the nose. The nose is where the parachute is highly pressurized. The air rushes in. For myself, I'm already struggling. For the ladies especially, it's even worse. You know, you hold a glass of water for a while, it's okay, but you hold for a minute, it makes a big difference. We don't want a situation where all these inconsistencies to affect the display performance for NDP jump.
I wouldn't say I feel disheartened. I felt that I shouldn't be in the team in order for the stack to be nicely and closely stacked. A lot of times I'm always the higher, so I have to use a lot of front risers to cut as much altitude as you can. I felt that my focus point is only chasing the frontman throughout the whole canopy flight. When the additional fatigue kicks in, I lose focus in a lot of areas in the skydive.
Pretty disappointed. However, we need to understand sometimes it's whether are you able to suit the team itself. What I only can say is whatever now I'm going through the courses and the phases that I'm going through is the preparation to be a better military flyer.
Of course, I feel happy, delighted. Not many of us have the opportunity to jump at Padang, where you jump alongside tall buildings and all.
Actually, the 12 candidates are all of equal proficiency. I really want to say, if I'm in the stack, means I'm the heavier one.
I felt glad and happy that I'm in the main team. Responsibility is a lot more because you have to uphold the name of Red Lion.
Visual, we like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000.
The second block of the training was to form up the 8-man team and then get as many jumps as we can and be comfortable. So today, we are concentrating on our stack flying. We exit out of the aircraft individually, 5 seconds interval. I'm the number 5th jumper.
Okay, you're gonna stack, maintain. Stack formation. It should look like a dragon's tail. Each canopy, just like this, stacked up. As the front man turns, it just kind of whips around, and the distance between each one should be the same. Technically, they have parameters where you're 25 meters from each other. If you have one person not doing his job, it's very evident from the ground.
It's really new to us. Between each jumper, last time was 30, 40, or even 50 meter. This year display, right, the standard is already raised. The instructor wanted us to fly as close as possible. When you fly close together, the stack will be very nice. But it's not easy to achieve.
So it's very important that they have that discipline of staying close and always watching what they're doing.
It's very tiring one. We have to be in control all the time until we land.
Good front riser. Nice. Number 5, just need to close it in more, yeah. Right here. Are you always in break? Is this you?
No.
Who's this?
6, 6. Chu.
I need to check between Chu, Po, and Mahesh. You want to make any adjustment on the weight?
Can.
Okay.
I think then you will alleviate you holding too much brakes.
In the next jump, instead of being a 5th jumper, I became the 6th jumper. 4th to 6th, right, our weights are about the same. So we just need to do a few jumps to see what's the best, who slots into which positions would fit the whole team. So between 5th and 6th, we decided to do a swap because he was holding on to the brakes for almost the whole way down. You have to work harder and you get more fatigue. So by swapping the stack order, then you release that fatigue and tension on him.
Go down, yes, go down. Some more, don't hold brake. Nice step, maintain. Last second, man, riser. Put a wheel, riser. Don't put brake.
Every jump is a new jump, and we try to get better than the last jump.
Make that turn and not turn what that person does, but I need to try.
Because we did the practice of the stack flying already. So now we just trying to go more towards the NDP profile already. For NDP, we will exit out of the aircraft at 10,000 feet. We form the base where the rest will come and dock into the base.
The base itself sets the fall rate. So it's about matching fall rate. Some will need to arch to make themselves smaller, have less air resistance to fall faster. Some will need to open up their arms and push the legs out, have more surface to catch the wind, and you fall slower. So it's a combination of moves. If you come in too fast without the brakes, everybody will just break off. The faster they get together, they can start to form a very nice circle. This will have a much better display effect.
At 5,000 feet, that's where we brake and do the bomb burst. And at 4,000, we'll deploy our parachutes. From there on, the team leader collects the team, then we form up the canopy stack, and then we go into land.
Winds is probably the big challenge, especially in stadiums.
The wind is channeling from here now, but the actual day we don't know.
Because it's coming at different directions, your canopy can collapse while you're coming in there. So those are probably the biggest challenges is bad winds.
I've been waiting for very long for this day to come, finally. I'm going to jump out of the aircraft and get back my currency. Back brace is just a precaution. So, because last year I injured my back. Just an additional precaution for myself. But in case the parachute deploy, there's a deployment shock. I've been down for about 9 months to ensure that jumpers stay relevant and provisioned. We are given 4 months to stay current. If the jumper currency expired, you will need to attend a recurrency jump from a live aircraft to get back currency. Seriously, I feel very excited to be back in the air. My profile for the jump is a 5-man team, exit out of an aircraft, and we do some air works in the air. Until the designated deployment height, we will break off and we'll deploy our parachute. Excitement is there, and I don't feel anything wrong with my body. I'm back. My landing is super soft. I'm very happy. At least I know that my skill is not lost. Yeah, it's still there. Although the X-ray show that the bone is healed, but I can still feel that I need longer period to get back my muscle strength to be ready for the display jump. It's really the thing I love to do. So at all costs, I will get my body ready to get myself back in the air. My MC was until end March. When I back, right, this year the jumpers, they already embarked overseas training already. So I'm not part of them. My superior say, why not take this opportunity, have an extra rest. At the same time, you can work on the back end, support our guys. For this year NDP, my role is a overall jump master. So it's a nanny job. I need to take care of the jumper. First, make sure that they all show up on the jump date. They don't fall sick. So if they fall sick, I need to activate the reserve. Need to make sure that every single logistic up to the last man is coordinated.
Okay, good morning everyone. I'll start my brief. Okay, wind condition at 10,000 from the west, chow knots, 5,000, 223.
After the display jump preparatory training in Thailand, there's a series of air-based rehearsal jumps for the Red Lion team to familiarize to jumping off RSAF C-130 in this case. They need to be accustomed to the different exit conditions.
Practice your six-way. You got 2 tries for your six-way and give me the feedback after that. If you are not comfortable, you can always go back to 4-way.
Now we practice the grab first. The grab. Green light. Wait. One more time.
In Thailand, because the aircraft is different and the exit door is smaller, our exit was a 4-man link exit. So after that, the rest of the flyer will have to join into the stack to form the 7-man ring. That took a little bit of time. So back in Singapore, one of the team members suggested we do a 6-man link because the Charlie ramp door has a bigger space. 6-man definitely harder because you have 2 more people to have the same queue to exit the aircraft. And then we have to hold the position for that few seconds for it to work. But if there's a slight change in timing or any of the team member doesn't present themselves well, then the whole ring will collapse.
Okay, 7,000 feet. 6,000 feet. 5,000 feet. At the closest time, same, we will just stack up. 2,000 feet.
In Thailand, we are flying the smaller aircraft. Speed was a lot slower, and we are exiting from the side door. So for Charlie, it's definitely flying at a faster speed.
Let's go!
So the first rehearsal, the 6-man link exit was not too bad, so we maintained. Everyone will have to find their slot and fly as close as possible. That will take a little bit of time.
Behind.
Forming the stack is definitely more challenging because in Thailand, we do 4 to 5 jumps per day. And then over here, it's like after a long break, then we get to jump together as a team.
We nailed it in the second job for the 6-man exit. When we exited the aircraft within 1,500 feet, we already formed the ring. So that's quite fast. Compared to Thailand, probably we took about 3,000 feet.
So this will be the drop zone for this year. So looking around, right, the potential obstacles like the lamp post, traffic light, etc., we will be taking it out. So you all don't need to worry about that.
The structure, do take note that the base is slightly wider and it's higher a little bit than usual. And there's a stage over there. You shouldn't be going there. Okay, take note the tree on the left and the tree on the right. Okay, if you swing, you want to be somewhere in the middle. When we turn above the tree, where the tree line is, okay, above there, right into the center will be the 100-meter mark. Okay, guys, today's wind condition is directly this way. Okay, but the actual day we don't know. Okay, with the crowd, with the heat and everything, we don't know where it is. But You can expect wind like that.
So with the prevailing winds coming from this direction, the wind will hit all these structures, and together with the heat and the thermal effects, it will create a lot of turbulence. It's not that they can't land in these areas, it's just that it's best to avoid the areas with turbulence as it can affect the parachute canopy.
This is my first time going to jump in the Padang, so there's a lot of obstacles. Our only approach is from here. The building here causes obstacle, the panel there, and the floodlight. And of course the trees. If we come in too low, right, we'll get caught by the tree.
So far, the concern is the wind, because there is something that we cannot predict. It will change.
From this point on, they only have 8 on-site rehearsals to accustom to the different aircraft and the actual display drop zone. Fly together as a team to their mission objectives. So that is not an easy task.
Today the weather will be a bit hot, so when you go onto the show site, just remember there's going to be a bit of a turbulence coming in to hit you. 2 weeks back also there was a little bit of a turbulence, so try to remember what was it that you did. Don't do anything fanciful, do whatever you have been practicing for the past jumps.
It is very surreal reaching this day because it's been a long journey and we've been preparing months for this. I'm looking forward to welcome the Red Lions team landing gracefully on the ground, to see them rallying and inspiring Singaporeans on our Independence Day.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together.
Our wind meter is showing average speeds for 10 minutes was about 3 knots, and for 2 minutes about 1.5 knots. The winds are generally from the south, in the 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So you can see from the wind indicators, the flags.
We continue to monitor the wind patterns. You see, suddenly it dies down a bit, then it gusts up again. Strong winds can hit the structures, and this creates a lot of turbulence. It affects the stability of the parachutes. If the wind gusts up beyond the safety limit, we will not hesitate to call off the jump.
Okay, the 3 seconds, we got 3 seconds. More important, the two side one need to align to the, look at the aircraft.
Okay, I do my
Okay.
Stand by. Green light, go.
Okay, look at yourself when you exit. Are you aligned? This shape, this cigar shape must be there.
You got the plastic first, then you put water.
Wow. Can? Okay. I'm ready. Okay.
You know, some of us will just say, hey, today's the day. This probably adds in some pressure or excitement, I wouldn't know. Basically, it's showtime. We have prepped well as a team, and today, whatever we have done, we'll be live on TV. Yeah, so I'm excited.
I'm quite nervous and also excited. Because of the new canopy stacks formation, really hoping that it will come out well.
It is 5:15 now, and the Red Lions would have already taken off. So it's about an hour from the jump, which takes place at 6:12 p.m. we take off a bit earlier so that we would not be affected by any bad weather that delayed the takeoff of the aircraft.
So right now we are climbing to 10,000 feet. So all of us are just having our me time, visualizing the jump for later.
This is my 5th NDP jump, right? It's as important as my first NDP, but that feeling is just different. It's more confident.
Looking at the weather radar for the rain, I don't see any rain coming in. Pretty good weather, clear skies.
Cloud cover is one of the things we look out for in the jump because it affects the visibility from the air. The Red Lions have to see where they need to land because if they can't see where they're going, it's not safe. So the conducting staff, one crucial role is the pathfinder. He relays wind conditions on the ground to the aircraft. It is crucial for the Red Lions to know all this first-hand wind information so that they know what to anticipate when they come down for landing and maneuver their parachutes as required.
1, 2, 3.
Wow! The spectators is very lively, very energetic. With a more packed arena, there's more heat generated by the audience. So when this spectator heat rises, it will hit the prevailing winds, and this creates a lot of turbulence that could affect the Red Lions as they come down to land, but they have been training for this kind of conditions.
It's a long journey. Yeah, I think we all enjoy it. Yeah, action jump. Let's continue to enjoy it.
Okay, ready, set, go, one.
For NDP, everything is coordinated down to the seconds. So all these countdown timings serves as a lead time preparation warning for our Red Lions to get into position.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Visibility looks good.
Yep. Coming in, final.
Yeah, I see them.
What's up,
2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes.
Hello, Singapore.
We can see them.
National Day Parade 2023.
Wait, we are going ahead.
Okay, I see the ring.
The winds are really good.
The jump, perhaps the best, I would say. We did a good job with the exit.
Mahesh come up with an idea of a hand signal for us to turn together.
Chong, need to come back, slow turn. Mahesh, get in line. We are almost on a good stack already.
The weather condition is all perfect. The sky was blue and we did our stack pretty good.
First up, let's welcome home Master Warrant Officer Chong Boon Heng, who is also the team leader with 1,900 jumps.
Followed very closely by Second Warrant Officer Sim Chi Jin, 750 jumps. Here we go, welcome home!
I'm very happy and I'm still excited over the event.
Up next, First Warrant Officer Chu Eng Seng, 730 jumps. Welcome home!
I'm very relieved and also at the same time very glad.
You see the result that the effort we have put in
Senior Warrant Officer Maheshwaran Franklin Miranda with 1,974 jumps. Let's go, Singapore! Yeah!
Feeling excited. The crowd was, I can hear them way up high. The feeling is great. I just can't explain it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Red Lions.
I just feel so emotional looking back at the journey that we went through and all the hard work, all the times they fell down, they had to overcome setbacks during their training. It's really a privilege to see the team grow and wowing the crowd today. It made everything worth it. National Day Parade requires a high level of coordination and precision in the execution, down to the seconds. And all this precision is required in operations as well. So when you see NDP well executed, it is a reflection of the level of competency and operational readiness of the armed forces.